Let's go. It starts today, you know, the beginning of your life. Welcome to the beginning of our lives. Welcome to the beginning. Oh, come on, let's go. Welcome to your show. Time is wasting.
It's wasted.
If you're hasting, taste the moment.
Taste it.
Everlasting. Get on your horse, dear. Let go of all fear. Fully see here what love is showing. Nature growing, water flowing, hair is growing, people are knowing. Life is liable to be tribal on arrival. It's the beginning of your life. Welcome to the beginning. To the beginning of your life. Welcome to the beginning. Oh, come on, let's go. It starts today, you know. Sweet surrender, and a bender. Negativity, return to sender. Heart relating, meditating, anticipating. It's the beginning of your life. Welcome to the beginning. It's the beginning of your life. Welcome to the beginning. Oh, come on, let's go. Welcome to your show. Begins when you begin to love. We are love. Feeling, feeling, feeling.
Good morning, everybody. Happy to see everybody this morning on a sunny day. How about this, sunny day? I'm Reverend Jay Lang, and so glad to have you as part of our community this morning. Welcome to all. We're going to start with some music here. A fun take on a Christmas carol here.
Hi, everybody. We're just going to ease and flow our way into the service. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Savior is born. Silent night. The Savior. Silent night. Round yon virgin mother.
How fun. I think it's safe to say we're the only church in the world that had that arrangement this morning. So beautiful, beautiful. This morning, I just want to make sure you know that you're welcome here. In meditation this morning, I just got this resounding feeling that all of me was welcome, like all of me. And I want to let you know that all of you is welcome here too. Each of you and the all of you. And I know that. I know that within me, and I hope that you feel it within yourself this morning. So if you happen to be first time here, welcome to you. This is a wonderful community. I hope you find a place to be here. There are many opportunities to get engaged and serve, and so thank you for being with us today. We like to begin our service with our vision and mission statement. If you'll look up on the screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. I want to let you know a few announcements today. You do have a new December sheet that please use that, take that home, put that on your fridge. There's some links on there that are important. But today, I didn't put this slide in, but I want to make sure you know that today continues to be the Native American History Celebration Month. I guess that was in November, wasn't it? But let's include this Sunday also. Michelle and I are watching a new short series called All the Light We Cannot See. I've only seen 2 of them, but so far it's fabulous. But there was a quote in there from it who said, the greatest lesson of history, it's that history is whatever the victor says it is. That's the lesson. Whoever wins, that's who decides what history is. I'm grateful that we are beginning to unwrap the other perspectives of history, particularly the history of the last 400 years of the United States and other parts of the world. And part of that is our Native American brothers and sisters and the travesty and genocide that they experienced, and that we are able to see these different perspectives of history, as well as many other suppressed groups that we have. So it's good to do that, and we continue to honor that. I know Charlie Toledo, the executive of the Saskal Intertribal Council, will be part of our winter solstice, and to us, that's part of our honoring that wisdom of the Native Americans. So. And then next Sunday, an exciting concert we have, the Rising Vibrations 2, if you want. We had one of these about 6 months ago, where these 3 particular songwriters, Astra Fox, Austin Willisey, and Patricia Behe, will be doing a sing-writer-songwriter round where they each take turns performing their songs that they have written. So it's a beautiful expression for them. And also Patricia Behe will be our feature singer during the service on Sunday. So please come on Sunday for the service. Go out, have some lunch, and come back at 2. Their tickets are on sale now. Your little sheet you have that has a QR code and a link. You can buy tickets there, $20 ahead of time, or $25 at the door. So I assure you, after you hear, if you missed Patricia last time she was here, as soon as you hear her on Sunday, you're going to be signing up. So save yourself some money and buy the tickets now. I really recommend. She's amazing. And then our Posada Novadina will be on December 16th. The Magic Living in Us. That's our Spanish language celebration, the reenactment of the journey of Mary and Joseph. It's a beautiful metaphor for inclusivity. Even if you don't speak Spanish, you'll get a lot out of that service to come to that. So that's at 5 p.m. on the 16th. And then out of order, but next Sunday will be, when Patricia's here, will be Hanukkah Sunday. We'll do a ritual for Hanukkah. And then December 21st is our winter solstice ritual. I mentioned earlier that Charlie Toledo will be a part of, and Virginia and myself. And this is just an ancient wisdom practice of the presence of this time, of the solstice, the birth of the new sun. And we have the very next night, we have the candle lighting service. And usually I wouldn't put events back to back like this, but this is a unique timing to this year where we can do the service and the actual solstice is during the ritual. It'll be at 7:30. So we're going 7 to 8, and at about 7:30, 7:26 will be the actual solstice during that. So it's a special time that we can time up when we can have people here and during that solstice. And as I mentioned, the candle lighting service is the very next night on Friday, December 22nd. I will let you know the practitioners are planning this service and they've redone it. So even if you've been to our candle lighting service before, this one's going to be different. We're actually going to have 12 practitioners up here and each representing a different quality. And it's going to be sacred from beginning to end and very, very beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. And warning, if you've ever been to an event on Friday night, parking is at a premium here. Sometimes you have to park in the lot or even in the garage. So if you're coming to that service, I really recommend you come here early, at least 10 minutes early to get parked. And also seating will be limited that evening also in here. So, we're getting more numbers on Sunday, and I expect it'll be pretty full for our candle lighting service. So please come early for that. And then we do have a service on the 24th, which is the morning of Christmas Eve, so to speak. And we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to do sing-along carols, and I'm going to give the perspective of metaphysical Christmas story. And then on New Year's Day, the 31st, we'll have a service too, but that'll be our burning bowl ceremony that we do. That's a lot of fun to do that. Personal ways to bring in the new year. So hope you can join us for some of those extra services. And all of it is right there on your little card. So hope you can be a part of that. Year-end giving, the giving guide is out. It's online this year. It's not a magazine. But we encourage you, if you do year-end giving, to consider some of these nonprofits that are great and consider our center as well if you do year-end giving. And please know that we are here for prayer, whether you stay with the practitioners and pray with them in person. It's a delight to do that. Or if you fill out a prayer request, it's in the lobby or online. We appreciate your prayers. We consider it an honor to be able to pray. The other thing I wanted to say before we go into our meditation time is that we often talk about friends we will miss. Friends we will miss because there's a transition of some sort, sometimes because they leave their body, sometimes because they move to a different country. So I just want to honor Dottie Hopkins here. She's about on Saturday. She's going to leave to Portugal to move there. She has been, we may have to have a new reigning queen because before she claimed she was the longest current member here. And she'll still be a member, so I guess we could still count her in that. But we love you, Dottie, so much, and we're so glad you've been part of our community, and I hope you catch us online sometimes. We'll wave to you that way. So, absolutely. Many blessings. So. And the other side of that, friends will miss because they've left their body. Two people that are important to me. One you may not know as Les, but Lee Shaw, who has been the police chaplain for many, many years and has been Johnny on the spot in some critical situations I've been in. I know, Brad, you know him well. And I just honor, he's not part of our community, but I honor what he's done for this bigger community. He's been a treasure and a godsend in so many ways. And the other person I wanted to mention who was part of this community, Charlie Thompson, has passed. Many of you knew him as a piano player, just a wonderful being, so compassionate. He'd always carry his bird with him. And what's interesting, his bird passed a couple of months ago, and so there's no bird to take care of, but he's continuing. We will miss him dearly. So this is, as you know, if you know him, he was a colorful person, a fun person, liked to dress up. Particularly the one on the left-hand side, I don't know anybody who could wear that as well as he could. But so we just honor Charlie, and the way we believe in eternal life. So we know that anything you say to him, he will hear. And I know I feel his presence in here today just because we mentioned his name. So we celebrate his life as well as mourn it. It is sad. So with that, we'll go into prayer. And that's why I like to present these friends we will miss, because we hold them in prayer as they begin their journey, whether it's across the pond or into the next expression of life. So we'll begin our next song here.
Let your troubles go to the light. Let it go. Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light. Let it go. Let it go to the light.
Chillin' now.
From
Joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy
I melt again.
from joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again.
Let your troubles go. Oh yes. Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light. Let it go, let it go.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
You know you're true. Oh, you feel alive. Ooh,
You are free, free,
you're free.
Wow. Let's stay in the light. Let's stay in this place of joy, connecting with Spirit, who is pure light. And as we fill our lungs with the breath of Spirit, and it beats our heart, we know that we are connected in a beautiful community, and we seek the light. Let us just relax into that glowing joy and take a moment to breathe through our nose and breathe out through our mouth and just sit with this glowing joy of light that we all feel here, now, in the presence of this beautiful community that is the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you. Oh. Good morning. So, this has been a really interesting week for me. I made it through November. November's a tough time. My brother passed away the day before Thanksgiving at the age of 32, 24 years ago. And my father-in-law, there's my father. There was a lot of sad energy around Thanksgiving for me. And I am a new practitioner. I've been a practitioner for about 6 months now. So part of that process of becoming a practitioner is just learning how to, be in the moment, be present with other people, even when I'm not feeling it myself. And yesterday we had a spiritual wellness fair here at the center, and it was raining, and it was a little damp. The dampened our spirits. And I was all prayed up, and I was all ready to come and be here and be the light. And then I heard about my friend, Charlie Thompson. And it was like my stomach dropped into my feet. And I was walking through this experience, trying to get back to that place that I had worked so hard to get to. I have a slide that I'd like to share if you can pull that up. Okay. Charlie wasn't just a friend. He was my bandmate. He was the first person who I ever played professional music with. And when we went to the Center for Spiritual Living in Marin to play, the theme was Into the Light. And I know those of you who saw the pictures know that Charlie had a really wicked sense of humor. And during the offertory, he played There's a Light from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I lost it. I couldn't keep a straight face. And, here I am, my first performance. I'm nervous, and he's playing this song. And I'm just like, oh, my God. That was Charlie. Charlie was pure spirit. And I don't, I'll save the stories. I got a lot of them for his memorial service. But I just wanted to talk about the connection, the connection that we have to each other, to spirit, and how, my talk was going to be a lot different. I was really going to talk about a lot of the spiritual connections in the sense of, quantum metaphysics. And I've been really doing a lot of work around learning more information about how it scientifically works, how the light is expressed in octaves. So my talk changed, I wanted to really reflect on the connection that, Charlie's still with us. I feel his presence. And yesterday, I try as hard as I could to rise up, that bit of bad news just took me down. And I took care of myself in that moment. There was somebody here who's in the audience who said, you don't have to do this. You can take care of yourself. And I was like, I can. And I did. And this morning, I got some really fabulous news just right before I came up here. And it's just so amazing to me how energy can shift up and down, right? It's a curve. It's a wave. It's a never-ending circle. And all we have to do is find our inner connection, because spirit provides direction. Connection provides direction. And that's really all I wanted to say today. And bless you all. Thank you for your attention and your time. And let's enjoy the rest of this beautiful service. Thank you.
Charlie.
I can relate to Charlie. I don't have a Captain Cook outfit, but what a beauty. It's Hanukkah time.
Getting there. This is a first for us, I want to say. We love the opportunity to learn new songs and from different cultures. Here we go. This was a friend suggested. Here we go. Hey, that's right. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah, Yom Tefashena, lustiger, fröhlicher, nicht mehr noch der Sehne. Alle Nacht mit Redlach, spielen mir. Frisch, heißer Latte, seins Essen ohne Schier. Geschwinde, Twins, Kinder, oh Janika, Legagon. Singt alle Niesem und dann vor der Niesem und kommt Nika tanzen in Chor. Sankt alle Niesem und danken vor der Niesem und kommt Nika tanzen in Chor. Yeah! Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the whole. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Saviv to play with and lots gets to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Love it. Yeah, baby.
Once again, I'm sure that no other churches have a trumpet playing on a Hanukkah song this morning, so thank you once again. I think the first night of Hanukkah is Friday night coming up, so it's soon. It's right around the corner here, so good. So, and next Sunday is when we're going to celebrate it here. I believe that Harris is going to come and do a blessing with us. He's of the Jewish lineage and does that every year, so that'll be fun to have here. Come for that celebration as well. But you got us primed up, so way to go. Okay. So we're starting a new theme this month, the journey towards the light. And many faiths around the world use light as a metaphor for God, the light within us, the light all around us, welcoming the light. And what we know about when we talk about this, we may not be talking about a physical light that we see, that you witness, but something you feel inside. And it's a presence, it's a sense of calm, it's a sense of peace, it's a sense of wonder and curiosity and awe. And we also know this light, that new science, quantum physics and other kinds of science are proving that there's a light within us that's not seen by a camera, but it's at the quantum level, the photons that are healing elements. So when we talk about healing being the light and the light as a healing, then there is some scientific evidence of that. And particularly, we're talking about a journey towards the light. What I find fascinating about this idea about a journey towards the light, it's a walk towards realization and awareness, but you don't have to walk anywhere. In fact, we know that this light is within us, and we don't have to go anywhere for us to experience it. But I don't know about you, but sometimes I need to journey. I need to walk there. I need to move there. Something needs to happen for me to come to that awareness. It's like a journey where you have lots of things you're carrying. I know when I did backpacking, for instance, I would do everything I could to lighten my load. Break toothbrushes in half and just bring the brush along. Things like that. But in our lives, that's what we do too. We're shedding off layers. We're shedding so we can be lighter, so we can be the light, so we can experience the light. And sometimes that requires us a process to move forward, a process to allow Spirit to come through us. What also I know about this idea about journeying, our ancestors and all of us have taken a journey on some level in search of something beyond our current experiences. Sometimes it's a source. Think of our ancestors who traveled across, the Bering Strait, who traveled by sea, exploring. They were seeking new abundance or new source of food. But sometimes this trek, whether intentionally or not, we find spiritual nourishment as well, a new wisdom, a new gained insight that we have. I love the story of Dr. Edgar Mitchell, who was on Apollo 14. He was the sixth person to walk on the moon. That's pretty. Can you imagine just walking on the moon? That seems like that would be a spiritual experience. But he was so focused on the mission that he was trained for years to do that was just more of a just what he was trained to do. He just did it as his command. But it was on the way back, when outside that little window in the capsule returning, he saw the planet Earth from a distance. And suddenly he had this profound oneness with all of life, with humanity. And he realized that we were seeing science. We weren't seeing all of science. We weren't seeing all of the world. There was so much of the world we weren't talking about in science. So he co-founded the Institute of Noetic Sciences. And he actually spoke at our center. This was probably 20 years ago when we were across the creek. I understand he spoke. But he had profound experiences, and that's his journey. And I think our journeys can be like that too. Moses led the Jews out of captivity through the Red Sea and into the wilderness to find the promised land. Paul didn't see in the Bible, also did not see the light until he was walking on the road to Damascus. Buddha was one of the few people who found enlightenment by sitting in one place, but he walked for 7 years on this planet trying to figure out the end to suffering before he sat down and sat there for 48 days until he came to realization. And Muhammad went on a pilgrimage to Mecca, where he found peace and freedom beyond the warring parts of his tribe and other tribes. And now that pilgrimage has been a core belief in the Islamic faith. And what also about these people I'm just talking about, what I admire about them, what I appreciate about them, what they inspire me about, is just because they walked towards the light and they had this realization, they didn't stop walking there. I mean, Moses led his people, the Jews, to the wilderness, but they weren't ready to go to the promised land because they had fears. He did not get to go to the promised land. He stayed with his people, and one generation later they went into the promised land, which is now Israel. Paul, I have a judgment about Paul because I don't think he continued his walk. He realized, was blinded by the light, and changed his name from Saul to Paul and quit being a taxpayer. But he kept many of his judgments, his misogyny, his homophobia, while he wrote so much of the New Testament that we know. I don't know what was going on, but I know what he wrote down was not, I don't consider it divine writing because it is so exclusive. Buddha, by the way, kept meditating. And Muhammad continued to pray and be open to guidance and prophecy. And what now he wrote down was now the current Quran that the Islamic faith uses as their sacred text. And what I know, some of our walks are epic. They're like these big moments, these big times that we're walking through. And other times they're just kind of mundane walks of life, inner journey. And when we think about, Joseph Campbell talked about the hero's journey or the heroine's journey, that we go through different insights and ways of moving through these journeys. And I think the most important thing is we continue to be awake, continue to pay attention to Spirit, to what insights we might have, what learning we might have. But I also know that as humans, we tend to get to complacency. We tend to go to sleep rather easily. And I'll say me too on that. So it's also okay to wake up after an event, after something, if you were not mindful during that, to have the insights later on. It's never too late to gain insights out of situations, no matter what they are. And also a reminder that we are not in this journey alone, that we can seek community. The spiritual path sometimes people think is a lonely path. It does not have to be. We have a community here. There's other communities. There's other ways to connect with people, and that we can walk together. I think of Frodo Baggins, like in Lord of the Rings, the people he gathered, the fellowship of the ring, and that we can have this fellowship too. I also know that wherever we are, that we can make adjustments, we can reconfigure, we can refresh, rebirth, renew ourselves at any time. And I love this time of the year, and I know you know, and I know how quickly that darkness is coming in the afternoon. And it'll get darker here a few more weeks until it turns around. But I also know that this is also a time of rebirth of this sun, the rebirth of the light. That's why we seek the light at this time of the year, because it is an inspiration. It's a beacon for us to move forward. And I believe this wisdom is always here at all times, this light and this love. And this particularly, we're not only talking about a journey to light, but we're also talking about the season of light. So almost all faiths have some sort of, as I mentioned, light to do with their representation of God. But it's also during this month of late November and December, there's a lot of holidays that different faiths have that are represented by light. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of those today because I think it's important to not only broaden our awareness, our perspective about different faiths, but also just be aware how universal our faith is and how universal we can find commonality in all faiths. So as thinking about towards the season of light that we have, here's a Diwali celebration here. But this idea of the hero's or heroine's journey that Joseph Campbell popularized, he didn't create it, but he definitely popularized it. There are certain things in this that are true for all people. And you've heard me talk about this before. But there are certain things that we are called to. It can be a proverbial train wreck, so to speak. I mean, something that happens in our lives that we didn't choose, an illness, a relationship falling out, betrayal, a job ending, whatever that is, it calls us to journey towards something. Dawn yesterday gave a talk, and I've heard her talk about different kinds of things that have happened in her life and the insight she had. So today, let me back up a little bit. So yesterday there was this healing and health and wellness market, and there were several presenters, and Dawn was one of them. And she really talked about how she opened up to a greater truth because of situations, the passing of her dear dog, and other times I've heard her talking about career changes and things like that. These are all things that kind of open us up to what Spirit. I don't think Spirit puts things in our way so we can stumble over them and learn from them. But when we stumble, Spirit is there to help us pick up pieces and to find ways that there's good and there's healing and there's miracles that happen. And that's the importance. So Muhammad was pretty much a regular guy, and he started meditating in a cave for several weeks a year, and he started having these prophecies, these awakenings. And a prophet is just someone who tells the truth. And he began speaking about it and gaining followers. And he was in Mecca and got, I don't know if it was self-exiled or exiled, because he was talking against the current religions of multi-God religion system, and he was preaching about one God. So he went to Medina, and he was there for a number of years, but there was a lot of violence between him and his group and other groups. And finally, Mecca said, you're welcome to come back if you come in peace. So with a treaty of peace, he came back to Mecca, and this started the pilgrimage to Mecca, which is now a central part of the Islam faith. It's one of the 5 pillars. One of the other pillars is speaking, professing the truth about there's only one God, and that God is all there is. Let me see, that sounds familiar. Where do I hear that? But it's part of their 5 pillars. The other is giving alms, giving to people, to be a part of a spiritual practice of praying and meditating, and to fasting once a year in their Ramadan celebration. And one thing I know about the Muslims is one reason they seek to control a region is not because they want to control the property. There may be some people, like anybody, there's greediness, but generally they want a community where they can have a call to prayer publicly, and all people will participate in that. And that's the value they want. They want to be able to encourage other people to do the prayer. And just like any, there can be authoritative regimes in any country, in any situation. But that's the main thing, is they want to practice together. And so now they continue to come together once a year in a pilgrimage to Mecca, where millions of people go to Mecca, and there's a series of things they do in other regions of Saudi Arabia. But the biggest one is where millions of people gather, and they pray together. They're called to prayer. So what a beautiful event this is that they do that. And they have a different calendar. The Ramadan falls at different times, and what is called the Hajj, the pilgrimage, happens at different times of the year. So we know as part of this journey of life, we also want to surrender, to be open to assistance, to guidance, to miracles and synchronicities in this path. And as I mentioned, it doesn't have to happen in real time. It can happen later on, like, oh yeah, we can gain insight later on. The best and easiest way is to do it while we're walking. But I know there's times that that's just not possible all the time, or we have fallen asleep, which happens. The word sin is just an ancient Arthur term for missing the mark, taking a misstep. So we take a misstep, we just re-step, we just restart, we renew ourselves. And a key to this surrender is having the wonder and awe of a child. Jesus said, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God, he said, was within. So it's within us, and until we humble ourselves, we surrender, we go into that curiosity and awe of a young child that you see this time of the year. It's then we can find this assistance from friends, from other people, from wise consultants, so to speak, teachers, or directly connected to Spirit, that we can be guided. We can find miracles. I tell you that I love reading the Guidepost magazine. I don't know, it's a Christian publication, but it's all about miracles that have happened. And they have so many miracles in there about unexplained light that happens and people feeling a peace and a calm. There was a father and a daughter canoeing, and suddenly there was a big lightning storm and they had to get off the river, but they couldn't figure out where they were going because the rain was so heavy, and suddenly they saw a light from the side, and they just followed the light like a porch light, and they were able to get on shore safely and go up to this house. And by the time they got there, the porch light was off. And they met this woman who was out on the porch, and she said, this porch light hadn't been on all day. So, okay. Somebody else in the middle of a snowstorm heard a pinging noise, and they went towards the pinging noise and found their way home that way, so it was a noise. Somebody else was lost before GPS time. They were at a shopping mall, and it was dark, and they couldn't figure out which way to go home. And they saw a light in the distance. They just had a sense to follow, to go to the light. They got to the light. It was a light pole, and on the pole was the sign to the highway she needed to go to. So, and also another person who was on a mountain pass, and the snow started coming heavier and heavier. She was going to Durango, Colorado, and she saw taillights in front of her. So she started following those taillights and just almost all the way down, and then they kind of disappeared, and she got all the way down, and there was a snowplow there. And she saw the lights, and she goes, well, maybe it was a snowplow. And so she stopped and talked to the driver of the snowplow, and he goes, no, I just got down here. I'm about to start plowing, and there's been no cars on this pass at all. I know that. I've been sitting here. You're the first car I've seen, and I don't know why you were up there driving. But somehow these headlights brought her down, and I've done that too. I've been up in Colorado and come to a blizzard in little time, and I was following headlights in front of me that kept, and suddenly they spun out and went into an embankment. And I stopped to make sure they were okay. They were okay, but they were shooken up. And so guess who got to be the front of the line then? So sometimes we are following the light. Sometimes we are the light for other people. So they followed me down. We both made it down safely. And this whole idea of surrender is important. That I mentioned sometimes we don't follow the path of awakening. We aren't open to guidance. And this whole thing about rising up to a higher level can short circuit to be just maintaining. And by the way, that's okay. Sometimes we're in grief, we're in crisis, we're having health compromise, and maybe just maintaining is okay. But when we can be open to guidance, open to the miracles, open to synchronicities, that's when we can rise up and transcend to a greater area. And that's an evolution. It's a spiral. It's not two-dimensional. It's three-dimensional when we allow this and we open up to different ways of light. So this Hindu celebration Diwali. It's a 5-day celebration. The first day they spend the whole day cleaning their house, both their physical but also emotionally, mentally, anything that they need to let go of or forgive or be as a burden, they let it go to prepare. And the next day is this day of light that is their sacred day, followed by 3 days of social gatherings. But it's a spiritual idea of letting the light in and allowing this. And for us too, this is a time that we can lighten our load and prepare and know this greater truth's coming through us. And finally, we step into this allowing changes and shifts in our that we don't resist it, but we allow it. We allow Spirit to work through us, and we gain a higher spiritual evolution. We ascend to a higher plane in this evolution. Ernest Holmes said, "The spark which burns at the center of our soul is caught from the living and eternal flame of Spirit." We know this is the light that's always within us, that we don't, the light within us can't dim because it shines from within. And we can always find it here. I appreciate Amanda Gorman's words. If you don't remember, a few years ago, she was our Poet Youth Laureate. And she said, there's always light if we're brave enough to see it, and if we're brave enough to be it. So this is the light that we can journey towards, but in truth, we're already there. So sometimes we are seeking the light, that we need the comfort, we need the reassurance, we need the guidance. And sometimes we can just allow it to be, that we don't need it as much as we know that we are more mindful, more present, we are evolving when we're open to it. And also when we are seeking this light, we can be the light for others. In community, with friends. This time of the year, I think I don't have to say this too many times for you to remember, is a tough time for some people. And you don't know what people are going through unless you ask them, unless you check in with them. How you doing? What's going on? You know, how are the holidays for you? And sometimes it's an anniversary, sometimes it's just this year. This year's, for them is tough for whatever reason. So let us remember to stay connected with people. Don't assume just because they're looking good on the outside, they've got their nice clothes on, they're ready for a holiday, that they're in a cheery, joyful mood. Check in with them. And let's not do this journey alone. Let's walk. Let's do the fellowship of the ring, the fellowship of love that we have here, and be together in this journey. Let us go to prayer. What I know in this moment is there's only God. That I join with my Muslim brothers and sisters in knowing that there is only one. I join in my Hindu brothers and sisters as they know the oneness that is all of life, that is the light. We recognize in ourselves this light. We know it is God itself. So in this moment, we know that God is moving through us as us. That is the awareness, the mindfulness, the guidance that continue to be the truth of who we are. And as we walk through this life seeking the light, we know that we find the light and the love and the joy. Because that is the nature of Spirit within us that allows us to be this presence, this love, this joy. I'm so grateful for this. I'm grateful that we all have this opportunity to step into a greater truth. I know this to be true already, and so it is.
I didn't say anything. I just did that. Isn't that just good stuff? All this stuff. God, I just love it. Okay. Yeah. Alias. Alias back there. All you crew, you guys you're the only one in the world, I think, that are, is that how you say it? Yeah. Hey, this is a song we wrote when we got to live in an ashram for 4 years. And the gal and her husband that lived above us, I had really never met anybody that was so filled with light, because I had been in the rock and roll business for quite a 4 years. And it's a little different, you know. And this woman just beamed. She just beamed. And she beamed so much, we wrote a song about her.
Yeah. And a lot of you are just like this.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Beamers.
Beamers.
You're a bunch of beamers. Christy's got a smile on. She's got a Sunday apron on. It's like someone turned a light on in my heart. Ricky has her hand in his.
He gives to her a mental kiss. Everyone can see the bliss in their hearts.
And you know, it's like someone turned a light on in my heart. Someone turned a light on in my heart. Someone turned a light on in my heart. Well, she lives right above me. She's got some sacred energy. Everybody that she sees is in her heart.
Look at what her love brings. Thinks she's growing angel wings. So great to have a friend like this.
Someone turned a light on in my heart. Someone turned a light on in my heart. Someone turned a light on in my heart. Ooh, yeah. You ready to sing? I know you are. Someone turned the light on in my heart. 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 Someone turned the light on in my heart.
Yeah, someone turn the light on.
In my heart.
Feels so good.
Someone turned the light on. Somebody turned the light on.
Was it one of you? Was it one of you? You lights, you shining lights in the room. Yeah. Someone turn the light on.
Someone turn the light on. That's great. One thing I wanted to mention for our online people, please let us know how our sound quality is. We've had some problems with that, but I think we fixed the problems. And particularly with this music, I hope you're getting all of it because it's amazing today. You guys are on. And the other thing I wanted to thank everybody who was part of decorating. We've got a few more things to do, but if you were part of the decoration, stand up for a minute. Decorating, anybody here? There we go. All right. Thank you. And if you haven't been out in the courtyard, some new flowers under the trees. Thank you, Lori, and anybody who helped planting. That was great too. That was great. So this is our time in our service when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation for our sharing of our abundance. There's many ways you can give. If we could have the ushers come forward, please. We appreciate all the ways in which you support us, whether it's here on Sundays or giving online or texting. We appreciate the support of our vision and mission and feeding that which you're grateful for. We're so grateful for this. So take your hand, place it over your heart to represent that which you have already given or you are giving, and read the affirmation with me that is online or on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
Thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. I just want to thank you for all you bring to me. I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. Your love has set me free. For all you bring to me, I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free.
Awesome. So this is the first of the month, so we do like to acknowledge birthdays or anniversaries that might be in the month of December. Does anybody have a birthday in the month of December? Got Sean back here, Janice, all right. Several birthdays there. How about anniversary? Oh, Timothy, you got a birthday? Okay. Any anniversaries in December? What? 6 years at the center. There you go. All right. And we also want to welcome anybody who might be here for the first time. If you're willing to raise your hand, we have a gift for you. We just want to acknowledge you. Anybody here for the first time? Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. And bon voyage, Dottie. We send you with prayers and love. So let's all stand for the blessing that we have. Raise your hands and say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. Let's welcome our children in. You want to share anything? Anything to share today? Okay. I don't think it's on. Blue? Try it again.
Patience.
So you talked about patience today. I think I need to be in that class. So.
Being patient is waiting for a baby.
Oh.
Let
me.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Jasmine.
This is Laura.
Remember what you said? Remember what you were thinking? She doesn't remember what she was going to say.
Okay. Well, that's patience too sometimes, right? Good. All right, well, let's bless our children. We raise our hands and we say, we love you, We care about you, and we're here for you. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I'm led by Spirit.
I'm led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I'm protected by love.
I'm protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I'm here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
So it is.
Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again, love be with you, love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Yeah, yeah, love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you. Make good flow to you. Let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you.
To stay here, the practitioners are here available for prayer after the service. Everybody else, let's go out to enjoy the sun in the community. So I know all of you are blessed, and let us all journey towards the light, and all is well.
Welcome to the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We are a vibrant, inclusive, and spiritual community that seeks to live intentionally, love unconditionally, and see God in all people and in all faiths. We believe the work we do in prayer and in the community creates a world that works for all cultures, races, orientations, and faiths. For over 60 years, we have practiced thinking globally and acting locally to help awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Annually, hundreds of people actively participate in our services, classes, events, and in our Spanish-speaking ministry. And we are training the next generation of spiritual leadership in our ministerial school. In the last few years, because of apparent divisions politically and socially, and because of threats to basic human rights, we have magnified our application of Science of Mind principles with engagement and compassion in action in the greater Napa Valley community. Our members have participated in women's marches, pride events, and we have hosted speakers on racial issues. We have empowered and mentored diverse leaders in our community and given scholarships to diverse ministerial students. We have donated over 4,000 pounds of food to our local food bank. Our spiritual director, Reverend Jay Lang, has facilitated an interfaith leadership group to hold public prayer vigils and 9/11 commemorations in participation with Jews, Muslims, and Christians. We have fostered the creation of a beloved community in the larger Napa Valley area by honoring community heroes at events and tithing to and partnering with a dozen different nonprofits that share our vision. Together, we've created a Martin Luther King Day of Service where over 1,200 participated in community service annually. The leadership of our parent organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, headquartered in Golden, Colorado, recognized our community for all of the outstanding, compassionate work we've been doing over the last few years with the 2022 Meritorious Community Award. As we move forward to do this work of the heart, to awaken the world to its spiritual magnificence, will you join us as we continue to ascend to new heights and create a world that works for everyone?